Bam, now we're ready. You know, I updated this broadcasting software, and now I've got to turn the sound on manually. If I don't, then of course you can't hear me. I made that mistake last week real bad. I had recorded a whole video. I think it was 40 minutes in length. It was what was it on? I can't remember where it was, but on what subject it was. But I got done and realized that nothing was recorded. Oh, I think it was on our trees possibly. Anyways, here we are. How is everyone doing? It's a great Saturday afternoon. I hope that you are having a good Saturday. This afternoon it's kind of quiet around the house here, so I thought, boy, I'll check in with Facebook and see what people are doing today, and see if anyone wants to come around and do a quick little draw as a group. So rake some leaves. We've got a lot of leaves falling here. A lot of leaves. Hey, you want to see real quick? I'll show you. I could actually spin this around, I think. Look at that. There's the backyard outside. So you could see real quickly, yep, got a lot of leaves, but I spent the morning just raking them up over the grass. Look at that. You never know what you're going to get, right? So anyways, I thought, okay, this afternoon I'm going to draw. And if you're part of our Facebook community, thank you. If you're not part of our Facebook community, do it. Get involved. Go down into the link below and sign up, or just join us. We would love to have you. Hey, my name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and today I'm going to show you how to draw a rose. So let's get into this. Let's see, is this all right? Let me just turn this on. This went off here. Yeah, we're going to look at a rose, and I'm going to show you some very basic ideas that I really think are going to help you draw a rose in any position. Not just, oh, it's snowing there, AJ. Nice, so early. So let's talk about a rose, and I want to show you some techniques that I think will really help you, okay? To draw a rose from any position you can imagine. So first off, I want you to get accustomed to drawing an oval. So when we draw an oval, let me show you the basics. And this really isn't an oval class, but it's quite simple. This line right there would be considered the minor axis. Okay. When you draw an oval, what happened? There we are. And if you drew one side, you want to make sure that that side is perfectly reflective across the minor axis. The minor axis is the shortest distance between across the oval there. You see that? So let's do another one here. Let's draw. There's the minor axis, and I'm trying to get this to where it's perfectly mirrored. You see that? And I could draw one super like this, super foreshortened. Foreshortened means it's squished. Or I could draw one that is far less foreshortened, okay? So this is the first thing. I really want you to get good at drawing ovals. All right, next. Let's draw an oval, like I just said. So do something like that. Look at that. All right? And then next thing I want you to do is to draw a giant U like this. Okay, so I want you to start thinking of this as a volume. You know, it's I want you to think of that as mass, okay? Then put a little dot, just for fun, put a little dot right in the center. And this is what I want you to do next. Watch me first, and then I'll pause and let you do this second. So I'm just going to come out like this. And then let it just run into the side there, okay? So Go ahead and try that. Take your time. In fact, you know what I'm going to do is, as you're drawing that, just in case if you're like, oh my gosh, this looks awful. I can't do that. Well, I'm going to draw another one so you can practice drawing. Put a little dot in the center. Then go out wide, wide, wide. And then just blend it right in, okay? Let's do it one more time. And if you notice, this oval's foreshortened, less, and even less. All right. And then we'll put it right in the center. All right, here we go. There. Oop. I went a little crazy on that. All right, so there you go. Now, you don't have to do 3. Just get one good one. That's all I want. You can always come back a little bit later and do more. All right. So let's start. I'm going to label these so I could keep them straight as I'm talking. So let's start with A, and right at the edge there, just put a little mark just like that. You see that? And then put another one just like that, and then another one. And you can see what I'm doing here. All right, easy, easy, you got this. All right, let's come down to B. Now, if you're just working on one, that's just make it a good one. I'm just gonna go through all 3 of these and do it, just in case if you've drawn 3, okay? But you don't have to. So what I'm trying to do here is get you to understand the concept of like this spiral, okay? A spiral that's made with a flat, because really that's what a rose is doing. Now this spiral is not an interconnected idea in a rose. Of course you have petals that are coming up, but they are all kind of going in toward the center. So that's the first thing I want you to think of as we're drawing this. I want you to think of the spiral idea, all right? I'm going to leave that up here so we can look back at it. Okay, let's look at one more idea, but this time I want you to draw it. I want you to draw it lightly. Draw it lightly, okay? So let's start off with let's put a little dot on your page there. And now this is important. Right below it, but over to the left. Something like that. Put that dot there as well. Okay, one more. We're going to put one more dot in, but this time not in the center, but a little bit higher. Just something like that. Try and get your 3 dots lined up. Something close to what I've got going there. All right, let's do this now. Let's connect those with a curve. So now that you know that's the line I'm going for, let's draw one freehand over here without any dots. Or I'm gonna just put it somewhere on your page where you have space. And go slowly. You don't have to. You know what you should have done? I'm sorry. You should draw it lightly. Draw it lightly. Hold your pencil or whatever you're using a little bit further back and draw it lightly. And we're going to call this A and B. Okay, let's come down here like this. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to connect that, and the same thing up here. Okay, look right here. You see this? Ooh, what happened? All right, there. Look right there, and you're just going to bring this down like this. Okay, same thing up here. We're just going to bring that in here. So now you've kind of got the concept of this petal that's wrapping around. Okay? All right, this next thing I'm going to show you is, well, it's a little bit, you just get your head around it, okay? So look at A here. Right here at A, I want you to, let's see, how should I show this? All right, what I want you to do is do this sort of thing, just like that. I just made the McDonald's theme song, and they're not sponsoring this video, by the way. Just that little tune jumped in my head. Okay, here we go. Over here, look, go around like this, just like that. Okay. Now what we're doing, just so you know, is it's like this. It's like this right here is folding over. All right. And then what I want you to do is connect these two. All right, like connect those two like this. Yeah. Isn't it funny that you could brand a tune? All right. And then right here where just draw a little line like this, okay? And then I'm going to just come around here. And I'm making my lines really thick so you can just get the concept, get the idea, all right? I'm going to erase that line right there. All right, let's try that again up here on B. So we're gonna come around like this, okay? Gonna come around over here, and I'm keeping this light now, okay? Keeping it light. You could if you have to visualize like a letter C, but just make sure it's over here where it's thinner than over here. And then over here, just come up here like this. And then you could come in here and then just really think of this thing as not as a corner, but more as folding over. This is folding over. All right. Those are the two things I want you to I need you to get good at. If you could get good if you could get good with this concept, with this idea of that right there, and of this right here, woo, you are doing well. Okay, let's get rid of all that now. And let's draw our rows with those ideas in mind. And why is that doing that? Okay. So let's start our interesting. Let's start our rows of thinking it as a volume, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is draw an oval. Now that's paused. We're going slow. I see that there's some upload issues, so we'll go slow here. Okay, let's come in here now and draw that cup. Keep this light. Now this is going to be a guide for us, okay? This is going to be a guide. So as we build this, we'll be thinking of it in this round format, okay? So let's start with the center, and I'm going to just put a dot right there. That's going to help me realize where the center of this rose is. And what we're going to do is just build it out slowly from the center, okay? Okay, here we go. Make it small to start off, and what I'm kind of visualizing here is letter C's, right? So we're going to do this sort of thing. These will get gradually bigger here. Okay, watch this closely now, right in here. Watch this now. I'm going to come like this. Almost like a little heart. Okay. Okay, we're going to start right there. And if I go too fast, just tell me to stop, okay? Now watch this curve now. We're going to come out and in. Okay, let's go to our next one. And once you see the pattern that I'm doing, I'm just kind of following through. So this is where my next petal is going to start. And let me show you now. Let me show you this here. Because proportion is going to come into play. This is where, oh, I'm going to change the color of this. Look. Right there. That's where I put that dot. You see that? And we're going to draw this line here, coming over here. Well, ooh. We're going to end it right there, but this is what I want you to notice. I'm going to change the color here. You see that right there? Look how much further out that line goes. Okay, so if you're totally confused at this time, then I've done my job. No, I'm teasing you. Okay, look. So here we go. Just watch my line first, and then I'll slow down, and you can pick up your next line. All right. So here we go. Okay. All right, so this is going to fold over just a little bit. Now this is that petal that's folding over, okay? Like this. Just keep those lines, keep them light. Okay, now you could come in over here and drop this one in. Okay, let's do our next one now. We're gonna maybe start right about there. It's gonna end right there. So let's get this line here. I'm keeping it light. And this kind of folds over as well. Just keeping it loose. Got to keep this thing loose. Don't do any erasing, okay? Even if it doesn't look like the picture, which mine doesn't look like the picture exactly, but just keep it loose. Nobody's knows it's not going to look like the picture. Okay, let's get this big petal here. Okay. Just start small and build out, slowly adding. All right. All right, next mark, I'm going to come down and you won't see it yet, but we're going to put a mark right about here. mark right about here. I'm going to put my other mark right about there. And as we get into our broader petals here, I want you to start thinking straight versus curve, okay? So let's get this one in here. It'll be a nice curve, and I'm just kind of just lightly touching it. Thinking round and just the beauty, the softness of these of this rose. Slightly curve here, just a little dot. Look at that little dot right there. Now watch this. Now this is where this petal is folding over. So we're gonna lightly come in like this. Okay. Okay, let's come up here now, right here. Just a smaller straight line. If I go too fast, someone tell me to slow down. I don't mean to go too fast. Okay, this is going to be a straight here, slight. It's not a perfect straight, but it's just has a slight curve to it. And then if you look closely at the picture, we've got a little curve here. It's like where this petal is folded over on itself slightly. You see that? All right, let's come back to the other side now. What I want you to do is put a little mark right about there. Okay, here we go. We're going to draw a line like this, and then we're going to connect it. Oh, no, oops, don't connect it. Come up here, right? Come up there. There, that's what we're going for. My bad. Don't connect it. Okay, I'm going to come right about here, and I'm going to draw like a little U shape. Okay, look at this. Look at this right there. And we're going to just draw a little bit of a Y, just a little bit of a line coming out there. Okay, we're going to come around. Can you do that step again? Again, that you changed. Yes. All right. Watch, Roanna. Just watch. We're gonna redraw. I'm personally gonna redraw this petal on the far left. Okay. So just leave your paper the way it is and just follow me. This is worth repeating. Okay. I'll go a little faster. Okay, so that's where I was, and you could just kind of watch this, and if this is radically different than what you have on your paper, just own it. You're not looking to make a perfect drawing. You're trying to learn a concept, and that's far more important than a perfect drawing. Okay, so let me show you on the picture what's happening here, what I'm trying to emulate. So we have this drawn already. You see that? So what I'm trying to do is get this stair step. So we're going to draw something like this, something like that, and then we're going to come around like this, and then we're going to come in here like this. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So let me walk you through those lines again. And great question, by the way. All right, so here we go. First thing I'm going to do is draw this. Oops. All right, I'm going to start right here, okay? And I'm going to come up here with a nice curve. Then I'm going to come back over here. There's my Y there. Okay, I'm going to come around to the outside there like that. And then I'm going to come in here. Oops. Like that. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's continue on. Let's do our next big petal here, because I don't want to draw the sides of those petals until I get the bigger petal below that drawn. Okay, so I'm going to come all the way down here and put a dot. And then the other one, I'm gonna put the dot way over here like this. Okay, here we go now. This is my next mark. I'm gonna come in here like this. Oop. Okay, this is the part that's folding over here, so I come down again. I think that I think the thing with roses is that there's a lot of leeway. You get the once you get the basic concept of drawing around something and something folding over, boy, you could go to town and draw roses all day long. Okay, so this guy is coming down about there. Now think of it as a cup. Something like that. Okay. Now we could draw this petal on the right side there. Look over here. I'm going to use it like a slight S curve. And I could put the other one in a nice curve here as well. Alright, let's get this back pedal in here. We're going to start here and just freehand this thing. And we kind of want to aim to get this, see this right here? We want to try and get that centered. So we got to add some more petals on the right hand side here. All right, so let's see. Let's look at our picture here. And this big one is like coming straight in. You see that? And it might even, oh, look at that. I think it's actually part of this. That one there. Interesting. Okay, we could get this guy in as well. And I'm thinking like, I'm really kind of thinking coming around. So it's, has some veins, or I don't know if they're called veins, but that one petal seems to have some veins in it. I once had a neighbor who, a long time ago, had done some time in prison. and he when he found out, he goes, when he found out that I could draw, he goes, "Oh, Kurt, you'd have no you'd have no problem in prison because you could draw roses on all the guys as love letters to their girlfriends." So, hey, listen, you never know where you might end up. So it's good to have some skills. Oh boy. All right, let's continue on here. All right, so look at that. There's that. There's that petal coming over there. And I think this is going to be our last petal here. Oh, look, there's one more back here. All right, look at our stem. Our stem has a slight curve to it. So let's put something in like that. We're going to come back and put tone in this, put some value in this in just a minute. But I don't want to run out of time. I want to show you some of these leaves, okay? So we've got our stem in, kind of a stem in place. And when it comes to these leaves, I want you to start thinking of just these circular ovals. I don't want you to think of leaves per se. I just want you to think of if you were just to take these ovals and put them in the right dimension to represent where these leaves are. So you're just taking a circle and you're maybe drawing it this way, and then you're going to draw it this way, and then you're going to draw it that way. Now, let's use this. Let's use oh, wrong color. Nope. Let's use this leaf right here as our guide. All right, and then I'll show you how to draw that one, and then you can fill in the others. All right, so I'm gonna put a little dot here to represent the point of the leaf. And then that is going to be the main vein. All right, AJ, we'll see you a little bit later, bud. Thanks for watching, my friend. And I'm just going to come around here like this and use that circle as a guide. And you could use the same idea when you draw the other leaves, all right? Okay, let's jump into our rows here and add some value in it in the next 5 minutes here. So whenever I go to add value, this is what I want to think of in my head. I want to think of 3 tones. Okay, so there's my first tone. And there's my second tone. And then there's my darkest tone. 3 tones. All right, I'm going to squint. I'm squinting my eyes right now. And I'm going to just ask myself, I want to put my tone in. I want to put the lightest tone where there's shadow and then not put it in where there's not. So what I mean by that is like underneath this leaf, there's going to be tone. And it's going to be even. I'm not trying to accomplish any gradations right now. I'm just putting in tone where I see it. Is it dark or is it light? Trying to keep it that simple. And if it's not perfect, it's totally okay. Nobody's going to know because no one sees the picture. And there are so many, the rose has so much variation. So just don't be hard on yourself. Okay, that's my first pass. All right, let's go in for a second pass here. All right, I'm going to go a little bit darker. And I could even come in, even though we haven't gone into detail, we can add some tone to where these leaves are going to fall, along with maybe our stem as well, right? Okay. Now, last thing I'm going to do now I've got like at least 2 different values in here. I'm just going to go in and play with some of my lines, meaning I'm going to push and pull and get, you know, almost like you're creating poetry by, let's say I have a sketched line like this up here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in, I'm going to push and then pull back on my pencil. Push and pull back. And this is going to create a line that has like a tapering. So you push down and you pull up. So this is what I mean. Watch this. So I'm going to push down and then pull up to try and get some variation in thickness. Push down, pull up. Not in every line, just some of these. Might even add, now this is where I'm not looking at the picture per se, but I'm like, all right, where do I want to add some surface lines? There's not a rule. It's like this idea will just come with time. The more you draw, you just start to get a feel for these things. You're just kind of pushing. It's like that sketching motion. Now the last thing I want to do here before is I want to come in here to the stem and add some thorns. And I'm even going to add some surface lines to really give a sense that that stem is round. Just follow the guides of your circles. And that will do it, I think, for this Saturday afternoon. If you have any questions, please just put them in the dialogue right now. Oh, look at that! What happened? Did I freeze? A little bit. So I think that will bring us to an end here. Thank you for watching and just sitting with me and drawing this afternoon. My name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws, and this was How to Draw a Rose. Please post your work in our Facebook group so we can check that out. All right? All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Roanna. Who else? AJ had to leave early. Sharon, Angela. Hope I didn't lose you guys. We'll see you guys later.